What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is a tutorial on how to lay the STUNNATAPE fitted in order for it to melt and blend onto the client's hair or blending onto the skin. This unit is for costume purposes and for natural wear purposes too. So if you would like to change your look, this is a good idea. And if you would like to use this as your everyday look, this is a good idea. And this is for barbers that would like to get to the actual look and they're not into fussing with laying hairs and trying to be a stylist and being a barber, but want to add something different to their styling techniques and to make more money. So if you want to make more money, this is a good way to do it. So now you see that I applied the unit down to the client's hair. I lined the client's hair around the front edge, making it where the client has their lineup where they want it. So now this part, I'm taking the adhesive that comes in your kit and I'm gluing only the outer edge of the unit. And by doing only the outer edge, it can be attached without having a lot of discomfort with gluing it down up under the unit all the way around. So I just applied the adhesive just only to the hairline of the unit, and then you can see that I'm flattening it down. Now if you have any beveling effect, once you apply the adhesive to the side, you can pull that down. Now I'm just going over if there's any little hairs that popped up from pressing it down. And you can catch those later once you apply the fibers that comes inside of the unit, each unit. So I'm lining it up. And now you can see that I'm going to go towards the back section to actually stick that section down now. Now you can apply this adhesive to the actual unit, or you can apply it to the client's scalp area, right directly onto their hair, and making sure you apply and it soaks down to the scalp too. And you can see that I'm using a drawing technique, and you don't have to put a lot of adhesive because you don't want a lot of adhesive to be pressed into the fibers once we get to that area. So you can see I laid it down and now I'm pulling it down onto the client's skin, onto their skin and hair, making sure the cap is completely flat over their hair. So I'm doing a little drawing technique of just so that it's easier to press down. And you can see I'm pressing it into the scalp. And if the cap shows in little small areas, that does not matter. It's going to give off a scalp look and you can go over it. So now you can see I'm going in between the hairs up and down. And this is purposely done so that when I apply the fibers, it can give that faded look. And you can see that I'm drawing and going down, drawing and going down, just giving a more messy glue appeal. And that's purposely done so that when I apply the fibers like I'm applying now, see this? I'm taking the fibers going directly across with the fibers that come into the kit. It's little tiny hairs that come in the kit to help you blend. This is the blending technique. Instead of trying to make the unit blend onto the client's hair, you don't do that. You cut the client's hair low enough to where the unit itself actually looks like the client's hair. And what you did on the side by cutting the client's hair low is their faded area. So you can see how it is blending now where the unit looks like it's blending. So now I'm going slow-mo. You see I put the adhesive on already, and now I'm taking the fibers and going over the adhesive. This is the point where I'm going over the adhesive. Laying a grip of the fibers down, flattening it over the adhesive that I just applied, where it's the unit adhesive and the client's skin or the client's hair, pressing it in so that it's giving off that blended effect. And any other part that's too light, unless you want the faded look, you can take that with your pencil and blend that out. So now I'm going over it, any little hairs that are sticking out, cutting them, making sure it looks perfect. And I'm doing the same technique in the back and in the front. This is the key. Now you can take your pencil and you can do your artistry lightly with the pencil, just enough to give it a blended effect. And now that's actually blending in. So instead of taking the unit, molding it, putting it up under the dryer, and then trying to blend the weave down as you would do with a female's hair, with the men's hair or short hair, you can just put the unit on. Once the unit is on the hair, then you can take the adhesive and draw out an adhesive up, down effect, and then apply the fibers onto the adhesive, and then dust the residue of the fibers off, and then whatever does not stick to the fiber, you can use your pencil to blend out the line of demarcation going around. And the line of demarcation is where the unit and the client's hair meet would be a line. You fade that out with the fiber. That's the difference between my unit and the actual lace unit. So this is a wave unit. The waves are placed against the adhesive, against a synthetic skin, and this is going to give you that wave look without having to worry about the humidity making the wave turn into an afro later on. And you can see this looks like scalp. And if the scalp is a little bit too light, you can use the ice product. That's what I'm using now. The ice spray on his hair in order to darken the skin of the cap. But most people like it without it. I use it a lot for blending and a lot for darkening. That's the black ice spray. Black ice spray is one of my favorite sprays because it gives off a inkish kind of spray instead of a powder kind of spray. And you can notice that I haven't used any oil sheen on his hair. I didn't actually need any oil sheen because the black ice spray did it, and the black ice pencil is what I used on the blending technique.